9:22 on this Monday morning, the 5th day of February. Your event space, I think, has earned staple status in downtown Alton. So many of us utilizing it, and I've been there a time or two just this year or last year alone, and going back this year. But the open house already in Alton did fantastic. You did 2 showings of that, and now we do it again in Jerseyville.
Absolutely, yeah.
So fill me in on this. When did Jerseyville open up?
Well, our son, Jared, and of course you know Ben of Germania, when did they buy that building? They bought that building...
We started doing events early 22, like March, April 2022.
We're co-located, and so it's just a fantastic place. And our other son actually built a pergola inside, and we have it lit really well, and so you got that coffee shop vibe going on. And so it really makes for a nice kind of environment, for weddings, but other things as well. And so we've been there a year, maybe 2 years.
It's coming up on 2 years.
There you go.
Really cool. Well, I just think the work that's been done just in Alton alone, because those buildings, anyone that went inside of them beforehand knew that you had a mountain to climb to get ready to go.
A few mountains.
A few mountains.
Yeah.
How long did it take to get everything going and get everything finalized just in those first locations, especially the first one at Alton?
Yeah, well, the first one kind of started, we first started as a furnishing store, opened July 31st of 2015. And then when the part of the building opened up on the other side, we were thinking about expanding all of that. And then I think our son, Matt, our 4th son, was getting married. So we had his rehearsal dinner there. And that was kind of like the test market of it, to kind of see what the space was like. And it was a big hit. And then people started coming in for showers and things like that. And people started asking, can I get married here? And we're like, well, sure, why not?
It's interesting because when we first started, the backspace there was no heater and no air. And so, but people liked the space so much that they were willing to do showers and things in that location without any of that. And we literally have people doing showers in their coats and hats.
Ridiculous.
Of course, it's all heated and aired. Right. Everything's all good. And we actually did, in the very beginning, we did a couple of kind of emergency weddings. There was one... a local family, I'm not going to mention their name, but great people. They were scheduled to do an outside wedding, and of course the weather looked horrible. And they said, "Hey, look, can we come in?" I said, "It's not heat. There's no heat. There's no air, but you're more than welcome as long as you understand that." And sure enough, they did it. And then same thing with another guy, younger guy. They did the reception, same thing. They were going to do it outside. Weather wasn't cooperating, so they came in, and so it wasn't the best conditions for those, but they understood it, and then they did their thing. And so we had to upgrade from there, air conditioning, heating, and all those kind of things.
So it kind of fell in your lap in a way with the weddings and some of those get-togethers.
Real quickly, Denny Scarborough owns the building. Great guy, and we were able to expand. So we started in a small space with the furniture store, and then the space next to us was already occupied and leased. Well, that came available, and so we expanded over there, and that I guess it tripled our size. And so with that and the back space, we were able to formulate that. And then from there, we still had a gentleman who was leasing the loft area, and of course, he was very patient with us.
I bet.
We had a DJ in the back space, wasn't so bad, but one time we had a DJ in the front space, right underneath his living, and he wasn't feeling well. And what a trooper! He was really great about it. But eventually, he moved to a different location, and so then we had the loft as well. And so now we've got a lot of space down there, and then we expanded Broadway, kind of in between all of that. So
it's just really cool to see the growth and really the revitalization of that space, because what you guys did to transform that is really unique, especially because you modernized it with having the air and the heating in there. That's a big plus.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah. But you maintain the charm and the character of the original building, and I think that's why it's such a huge fit for so many people.
An interesting story is one of the first weddings we were going to do. I don't think they ended up doing it, but they were really interested. A gentleman, he's a local businessman. He came in, and they're excited about doing it. And I'm saying, yeah, by the way, we're going to get these floors all redone and everything. He said, no, don't do it. Leave them the way they are. Yep. It was great wisdom, and we did. And everybody comments because they're hard. Well, you've been in there, hardwood floors, just the old style with paint on the floor where they put their furnaces and their ovens when it was a bakery and all that jazz. And people just love that.
Whenever you were laying out that building, especially when you started expanding, what were some important things for both of you to kind of take into account when you're utilizing the space? Because it's really easy when you start adding to start cutting corners off and making it more kind of condensed. What was the plan when you started expanding to make sure you can incorporate it all?
I think the biggest thing too is especially for weddings, you want to be able to have a dance floor, have a head table area to think about too. Are they going to want their cake table back there. There's just so many things that go into it. So I think a lot of that, and then we had the catering and the bar space. So at first, we had the catering was kind of an open area, and that was something we didn't like because you could see all the extra stuff. Well, when COVID shut everything down, that was a perfect opportunity to build a specific catering area. So now the caterers have a side door they come in. They're not going to cross paths with guests carrying, like I tell people, big bowls of salad, running into people, and things like that.
You know, it's interesting because you learn things.
Right.
And so we've gone to some venues after we've done this. You know, obviously as venue owners, you look at other venues. Barbie's brother his son was getting married, so they had a beautiful venue down there. But their catering was kind of like we used to do it. And so the people, the workers, when they came in and had to replenish the food, were cutting through the lines. And so we remember the days when we had to do that. So the catering area we have is really designed nicely. So the back area, there's a buffet area where no one has to cross paths. It's all placed out there. It's really efficient for the caterers. They love it. The guests love it because everything's right there. And so that's when, everybody's gone through their COVID stories. Those are one of the positive things. We're able to sit back, analyze, and be able to make some improvements.
What's fascinating about that is I've done 500 of these interviews in 2 years of being here, and normally there is some benefit of that kind of pause, was we were able to slow down a little bit.
A small benefit.
Small benefit. Not a good one, but enough to just, get the little things that we couldn't do whenever we were so busy,
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Oh, I couldn't imagine for you guys.
Well, because I think we probably had to reschedule 50 plus events.
I couldn't,
And the majority of people obviously were very understanding. You always had a couple people that used COVID as an excuse.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, overall, most people are very understanding in a very difficult time.
Well, and that's what I think was really cool, is to see how businesses started to navigate during the COVID, because it was unique and people's creativity was coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know it.
I wanted to ask you this piece. I got to take a break, but we haven't even gotten to the Jerseyville open house yet. I just love talking to both of you. It seems like, everyone in your family's doing some really cool stuff with, whether it's Play It Again or the Axe business down in East Alton, or, Germania or your event space. How does it feel, whenever you're having family dinners and getting to talk about all the projects? And I'm sure you don't talk work at the table, but it's pretty hard not to.
All the time. All the time.
You want to answer now or after break?
Let's do it now.
we just had I guess it's your cousin's daughter passed. It was kind of somewhat not expected, but it wasn't unexpected.
Sorry to hear that.
But we had a celebration of life, and so we had all the family in. It was great. Celebrations of life are really a nice way of celebrating someone who's passed life. Anyway, long story short, most of the time there was talked about some form of business or something or whatever, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
My son, he's got to play again sports, and so I think I bought a treadmill from him, a rower. He should be giving me some stock in the company. And I'm in the market for a Concept 2 rower, and he said, we get those through, and in Germania, of course. With Wilhelm,
that cold brew is doing some really good stuff. Ben and I were talking about. It's just really cool to see a family doing so well and working so hard to really update spaces and make it your own, and then keep it going for the next generations too.
It's a blessing from God.
It has to be.
Any good thing we can do is obviously beyond us. We'll take all the divine help we can get.
True point.
So there you go.
With that being said, I have not yet talked about the Jerseyville open house. That's coming up on February 8th, but I'm going to make you wait for it. We got a quick break. I got to pay bills. But coming up on the 17th of February, I don't know if both of you know this, at Hainer Library, their genealogy portion right here on State Street, you can see a personally signed letter from Abraham Lincoln, an original copy of that letter.
Wow.
Plus, Tom Emery from the State Library is going to be coming down, and he's going to do an hour-long lecture on Lincoln and Alton, and really doing a nice day out of it.
The 17th.
The 17th, and it all starts at 8 a.m., or if you just want to be there for the presentation, I believe it's at 11, but the good news is for all of us, Mary Cordes, the executive director from Hainer Library, will join us at 10:30 for Beyond the Shelves, and for more information on this, it's HainerLibrary.org, Hainer Library, get over here.org.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around.
Tracy Chapman can give you one reason. I'll give you 50 to stop by your event space in Jerseyville on the 8th day of February. That's in only 3 days. That's what, Wednesday, Thursday? Wow, it's crazy this year's already flying by. It's been, like the first 2 days of January were a standstill, but then after that, it just the floodgates opened.
That's right.
So, real quick, as we're talking, just getting back into your event space in Jerseyville, I got to talk to you about this because I haven't gotten any details out, and I know my text line's going to go nuts on me. So take me through the 8th of February, this Thursday. From what time can we stop by the location?
So 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So Germania will be open too. They'll have their bar open with cash bar and also some samples and things like that.
Really cool.
Yeah, we'll have the event space open there. We have a separate ceremony area and a reception area, and we also have an apartment that's on that same block for the bridesmaids to get ready and the couple to stay there that night. So those will both be open.
Well, I didn't realize you offered all of that up at that location. I mean, that's a really huge incentive for the wedding process.
Yeah, it's a nice, just being able to have a separate space for the ceremony is really nice, and they just flow in from the ceremony into the bar area, and Germania's space is gorgeous, and then from there they go into the reception area. It's a beautiful layout.
It really is cool.
Yeah.
Well, and on top of that too, when people are walking in, what are some of the things that maybe a potential, couple that might be getting married or that's looking into it and are trying to figure out all those fine details, what can they stop in and check out and really utilize for their planning process?
Yeah, so they can stop in at the open house. We'll show them the ceremony space, the back space, the bridal suite apartment. We also have decor rentals. What we always tell couples is, go out and price out what it is you're looking for. We have great decor rental packages if it makes sense to them. We always tell couples, because we're budget minded, we've got 5 kids, raised 5 sons.
Right.
We're always thinking about things from a family perspective. So we always tell couples, if you have a friend that just got married that has a basement full of stuff, then use that. Don't rent ours, but just do what makes sense. So we try to incorporate a lot of those type of things in there.
Well, I'm sure for the couple that's reassuring because I've heard just a few of the stories from folks that go over to St. Louis and get married, and just hearing, the heater costs an extra $400 to bring in, and you had to pay the service fee. And I mean, those are real horror stories to get married.
Yeah. Well, and even we have the really nice gold Chiavari chairs.
Yeah.
Those are standard. Like a lot of places may show you, well, here's these chairs. If you want these, they're $10 extra.
Yeah.
No, that's all included. Our tables are custom designed by a local artist.
Yeah, Ken Church has done those. He's similar to what we have up here, but to another level.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really kind of cool.
And that's, like you said, those little things add up to the big commotion sometimes of a wedding going in shambles, or just the chaos of it, because those hidden fees, those $10 eat you up and add up quick.
Very quickly, yeah.
When you were going through and setting up your event space, especially for the phase you're at now with it being, it's grown into what it is, when you started going through and going to other venues, did you go, man, I can't believe they're, either getting away with it or I just wouldn't feel comfortable. Have you seen other business models and saw maybe that wouldn't work here?
You want to?
Yes, I mean,
That's great. I love the teamwork here. That's awesome.
And I don't know if it's a sore subject in the area because
right.
But there's just certain things that we did differently that we thought were more appropriate for this time. What was done in previous generations were probably appropriate, and so things like the bar. I mean, we're not going to charge for young kids that aren't going to be drinking liquor, that kind of thing. So we do very discounted prices on those kind of things, and just a whole different mindset on how to go forward. I mean, really,
Well, and like the tips.
Oh yeah, the other thing, like with the bartenders, we don't really charge a gratuity. A lot of places will charge a 20% gratuity.
On top of your bar bill.
Yeah.
We allow the bartenders to put out a tip jar, and my thinking is, hey, you prove that you're worth it, and they'll tip you, and they always do really well.
That's a great point, especially now because the whole thing is now with over tipping. Now I don't know if you saw, but the last couple of days on the Big Fours, that's been the big push. Is why are we starting to get tipped at McDonald's?
That is true. Yeah.
But and too, I think the tip jar is better because it makes people don't feel obligated. They really want to do it at that point too.
Yeah.
Right. No. We also allow if and there are some families who don't want their guests to feel obligated to tip, and so they'll pay the gratuity. But even then, people will still tip because they love the service. So if someone doesn't want the tip jar out, that's fine. We understand it. But majority of the time, they're good with it, and the bartenders earn it really well.
Whenever a couple stops in and is looking to get married, especially at your space, I'm under the impression, just because of hearing some of the stories, that man, this is going to be a really expensive project and burden. Especially because a young family, a young couple might not have the money to throw out for a ceremony. Does it surprise them when they walk in and realize, well, we can actually have a special day and really fit something that works for our budget?
And so many things that are included, like at our main location. If they want to cut out expenses, we have a Sonos music system. So like the wedding Saturday night, they didn't have a DJ. DJs are great, can add a lot of excitement to it. But if a couple's struggling with money, it's all included in it. So they just had somebody control the music on their phone and saved a lot of money.
Excuse me, they can do all kinds of things. I mean, if they want to budget on the food side, they can do that. They can have Aunt Mabel come in and cook, or their uncle, or whomever. I mean, it's not. They got to be careful with that because they want to make sure they're serving these correctly. But Madison County Health allows it within that kind of a thing. So there's ways that they can cut their costs and maybe apply it. Maybe they want to do the bar more. Maybe they want a better caterer. Maybe they want the top of the line DJ. Whatever it is, they can kind of do what they want to do. They can customize it.
And that's why I think it's so important to highlight, too, because it really shows that, especially with a couple going, man, we want to get married, and then you have, mom and dad on this side, mom and dad on the other side going, well, we need this, or you might need this. All that stress goes away when you're easy to work with, and there's, options that fit everybody at your event space.
Yeah. We always tell couples that, we're not a big corporation. I mean, we have our legal things.
True.
But we're a mom and pop store, so we can work with couples and things like that.
But we've done enough events. I mean, we've done literally over 1,000 events.
I bet.
300 to 400 weddings, receptions, those kind of things. So we've seen the good, bad, and the ugly. And so we can give recommendations on this might be better than that. Can't always get them to agree to it. They might find out later that it may have been a better idea, but nonetheless, we've got a lot of experience, and so we can bring a lot to their plate.
I'd be the guy that, first day after the, first event you do is, man, I didn't realize we should have had in-swinging doors, instead of out-swinging, all those little nuances over the years of running it and leading the charge. I'm sure you're going, duh, at the time, but it's really fascinating just to see how it all plays out. So what's the cost to come in for the open house?
No cost. And we have one of our preferred caterers there, so they can sample his food. Concetta's catering.
Concetta's out of St. Charles area. Great guy, good food.
It's really cool.
We had championship at the Alton one. We had, what did we have the first one?
Concetta's there.
We had Concetta's, and we had Chef Bob, was it?
Yes, Chef Bob.
Yeah, so on the first
Oh, he's good too, yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, the local
And then
guys.
Ginger Bean Bakery, if you've ever had her. Fantastic.
And then we had a local musician,
Becky Gruppel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's great.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
She does instructions on the symphony.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's kind of a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, our grandson's going there.
Oh, yeah.
And she promised that he's going to be playing just a few years. He's going to be doing the whole
That's
thing.
awesome. Whenever you're going through your different vendors list, because that's an important thing. I didn't even, talking to you, it makes sense now. You need to have, 3 or 4, I'm sure, in rotation, because you never know when someone's booked and you're trying to get schedules coordinated. What do you look for when you're looking at different vendors and different, whether it's catering, bar, or food?
Yeah, I would say the reliability of them, the professionalism, like how well do they work with people, and all of that, because it's an experience that they have to provide for. So when we first started, we let people bring in whoever they wanted. Quickly realized that was probably not a good idea.
A quick learning experience.
Yeah, all caterers are not created equal. Some
true.
just have different philosophies and things like that. So with our preferred caterers, we went with the ones that we felt were very reliable. Their food was excellent. Staffing,
Bella Milano's
one,
great,
Wonderful.
great,
Tom's a great guy.
Yeah, great family, great food.
And
very
then like
professional.
Champagne Limousine was at one of our open houses. Beautiful cars and things like that.
Another. Let me get this in real quick. We had a Dove release guy. Okay, so
Williams, the Williams fan.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful man. He's been on the show. I love Roy.
Oh, he is a great guy. Informed, he's got a passion for his business, and I'm thinking, if you hadn't done it, I was going to do it. In fact, we've got our son who's in Oklahoma, and I told him about it. He said he wants to meet Roy. Just a fantastic people. Oh, great people.
Wonderful man.
Great, and it's a great business model, and he's really, his heart is to help people.
And they live and breathe it too. I love
Yes.
it.
Oh.
It's a great
amazing.
shout out there.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I think is great is you're able to work with so many people because the venue space incorporates a lot of different varieties of events, whether it's weddings or class fundraisers. The Riverbend CEO,
Right.
I've been there a time or two for their
right.
events. There's a bunch that you're able to connect with in the community just with the space you have in Alton alone. And I'm sure in Jerseyville, people are already reaching out and wondering, how do we collaborate?
yeah.
Yeah, do a lot of. We have right now booking a lot for showers and graduation season, weddings, things like that. Because Jerseyville really doesn't have. I think there's maybe one other space up there.
Yeah, they've got a couple. There's the old traditional things. We're a little bit different, a little bit newer, but they've been really receptive.
And that's what I was asking. How was the launch in Jerseyville? Was it well received?
Yeah, very
It
well.
was.
Really
some
cool.
great people. You've been up there. You know that city center. They've really put a lot of money.
It's
in
beautiful in there.
They've done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
So we dealt with some of those people initially. Great people to work with.
That's it, because you never know whenever you leave the neighborhood what it's going to look like in the first 6 months or the
Right.
year. And that's really great that the model's being absorbed up there and welcomed in too. And now what time does this run on Thursday?
5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Oh, really? So, and how long does the tour normally take?
There it wouldn't take more than 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
By the time you get, but if you get Barbie talking, it could be a long.
You know who the talker is, right?
Oh no!
I talk a little bit, but she's the brains.
No, so we'll take them through the ceremony area and the back reception, then walk them over to the apartment so they can see all of that. So yeah,
Really cool. And now, what's the best way to reach out and see? Is there a schedule that's online that you can see where dates
so
are
our
open?
website, youreventspace.us.
Okay.
Website, and then that should even take them to the Facebook page where there's an event page on there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then what do you kind of advise in terms of reaching out for utilization of the spaces? Because I know that people are always reaching out and you don't want to get caught up in the last minute going, oh wait, we forgot the venue.
Right, yeah.
Right,
So as far as contacting us through the website, there is a submission form that they can put in there, like their name, what type of event they're looking for, and then as soon as I get it, I respond back to them pretty quickly because I usually have my phone with me all the time.
Yeah.
And then do you have a short list or a wait list right now for weddings or any of those types of events?
Yeah, still some pretty good availability up there.
Good.
Yeah, we do find that Jerseyville tends to book a little bit later than what Alton does. But but we get a lot of people from Alton and East Alton that also go.
That's what I was wondering.
Because it's so close.
Well, and it's just even that drive up there is just a nice, relaxing drive right up the road, and then you're in a nice space, and it feels like home because you got a touch of Alton and Jerseyville now with your event space, and I just think you guys do great work, and thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else I'm forgetting about?
Did you want to mention the Scarrett Mansion?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we had talked a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry, I get distracted.
I don't know if you want me to go to that.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, well, is it February 17th?
February 17th, we're talking the Abraham Lincoln letter.
Right, which we're looking forward to because we're going to launch the Isaac Scarrett Mansion probably the end of March. We have a special use permit to do a bed and breakfast. It'll be more like our Broadway location. But the relation to Lincoln is that Isaac Scarrett was a client of Lincoln. I guess it was well, at that point, it wasn't President Lincoln, it was an attorney. And Abraham Lincoln won a nice lawsuit for Isaac Skerritt. And Isaac Skerritt obviously helped him in his campaign for president and all of those things. And ultimately, Isaac Skerritt was I think he was the first superintendent of the public school system in Alton. And he was, I guess he was the main promoter of the first building, the first actual public school, which is right across from the mansion.
Okay, yeah, you said that. It's taken down a little bit now, right?
It's completely
empty.
down.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple homes on that lot. But initially, Isaac Skerritt, I guess, obviously it was probably his idea, named it Lincoln School. Well, the thought is that they also had a ball for Lincoln in his honor at the Isaac Skerritt Mansion. And so we can verify the lawsuit and verify the connections, and we're going to run with the story there that the house or the mansion was built in 1860. We know Lincoln was elected in 1860 and became president in 61. So either he was president-elect or president when he was actually at the mansion.
That is
Now, we don't know if he was there, but
That's what the previous owner had told
everything
us.
seems to
Yeah.
add up, and so we're going to run with this story.
Well, how cool is that? And I mean, that
Yes.
alone is, whenever you were talking about it, I thought, do I even bring it up? Because that's such a unique and big news story, especially for, I mean, that's a great space that's going to be utilized, and people are going to love that being open.
It's a really cool.
That's what I thought. Do I say, is it ready to be announced yet? I love it.
So our goal is the end of March. These, you know how things can
Yeah,
change, but
yeah.
that's definitely the goal, that we'll launch it. Everyone will get to know. We'll probably have some form of an open house there. We haven't got all the details yet, but we appreciate the opportunity to talk about that. It's just a cool.
Whenever you get closer to it, please come back on
Yeah,
the
we
show and
definitely
fill me
will.
in some more, because that's really cool stuff to bring a piece of Alton back to life, and then for the public to enjoy too is a really cool
Right, and that's
thing.
kind of what we feel like we're stewards of the
Yeah.
house, to give it back to the community
it's a
and just
treasure
let
too.
it. It's a really, really nice home, and it's been well taken care of over the years.
That's what I love. You look back at those houses, and they're still haven't been touched, maybe for 10 or 20 years in terms of internally, but they are so well built it just blows you away.
When we added appraised, just a real quick story. The gentleman said, "Look, this has been around for 150 years. It'll be around for another 150 years. It's so well built." So,
That's always reassuring when you're buying a house from 1860.
and I hope he's right.
I woke up to my house shaking the other day.
Oh,
I had something in my heater fan, but it made me
really?
realize the vulnerability of my home. 9:49 on the 5th day of February, but I hope to see you on the 8th day of February at your event space in Jerseyville to really go in and take a tour of it, enjoy some Germania, enjoy some catered food, and just enjoy the Brynildstens. Thank you all so much for your time
Thank you
today.
for having us. We
And
appreciate it.
You're welcome
Thanks,
back
CJ.
anytime. Oh, no
Appreciate
problem.
it.
9:49, we'll take a quick pause here, and we'll come back. We'll talk about the things that happen on this date in history, if I can speak today, and the events happening throughout the rest of the week.